Welcome to Meet the Biz. I'm excited about today because we have, I was thinking some words that are floating around my head when I picture this woman, and when I see this woman, the first comes to my mind beauty. The next thing, fashion, and the next word is, well, entrepreneur. I think that's the word. And I'm just going to go right into it. We have the wonderful Vida Craddock. Vida Craddock.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let the dogs out. Whoop, whoop.
That's what we do. That's what we do.
I'm
so happy to be here. Smiles are what we need right now. And you know what? I hate the mask because no one can see me smile, and that's all I do.
I know, and I mean, look, that smile is like stunning. It's like, it's the first thing, you just go, wow, hello.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, at least I have that. No one can take that away from me. So yeah.
You're saying words, and I'm take that away from me.
Hey, you're on the music tip today.
I am. Just Vida. Where did that come from?
Well, everybody has stolen my name. No, I'm just kidding. Vida is Vida in my day as growing up was a very unusual name for a person to have, especially an African-American person in my day. But then as my day went away, Vida was very common. It became the word living la vida loca, mi vida. And I literally all my life love that name. However, when it comes to my products, and I never did really want to name anything Vida. The only reason why I would, because it means life. And because I like transitions and I like life, and I try to stay full of it as opposed to staying full of the other stuff, right, which we know that could be. So the product could not be named Vida, unfortunately, because everybody else named everything else Vida.
Right.
So it became, I just wanted, it seems vain to me to name your stuff after yourself. It's like, it would have been too much me.
For you, it'd be too much.
A little much. I'm already a little much. So that would have been, to me, it's like over. So I wanted to tone it down and just Vida, just nothing spectacular, nothing out of the unordinary or ordinary. It's just Vida.
It's just you.
Just me. That's it. So that's literally where that came from. My email address is cooler than that too, or it comes in, and my email is Social Butterflies with 3 T's.
Oh, I love that.
And to know that there is something that, because I'm a very humanitarian type kind of person, I want to help people. I want to help everybody. In fact, that's what my whole journey is about, is just being able to, of course, help myself. Right. And then in that journey, just be able to, bring people with me, on their own journey. They don't have to be on my journey.
Well, from when I've known you, we met, I think we met at Meet the Biz, did we? Through the wonderful Bob Delgadillo.
Bob Delgadillo, exactly. I met so many people hanging out with Bob, and it was an honor to be invited. Well, really, it was 2 invitations. Literally, he had mentioned something about, doing work for you. Yeah. And then ultimately you says, hey, come on down, because I saw an audience that you had, and I just wanted to be part of that. Yeah. And then when I came down, it was just totally incredible. So warm and so cool when I walked in there, and somebody just hollered out my name, and I'm like, wait, why is that happening? I'm like, no one, I'm like incognito. Yeah. I had on no makeup. I was like just coming to chill, just hang out, and just support basically. Yeah. And it happened to be Natalie Odin's dad.
Ah,
I didn't know. And he says, "Are you Vida?" I said, "No." He said, "Vida." And I said, "Yeah." And I was just floored for the fact that someone even knew me, because I had not met you yet.
yeah.
I had heard about you, and I was definitely coming through Facebook to support, and then of course hanging out with Bob. But Natalie, he gave me the opportunity to actually work with Natalie. And
Look at that. That,
Natalie,
I have to
from
say.
your workshop, which she was on stage that day.
Oh,
Yeah, she was on stage, and there was several other people.
yes.
And it just went on and on and on, and I just kept asking him things, and then when I met her, she was just so amazing and so shockingly beautiful in fashion and as well as appearance.
Yeah.
And so
I mean,
we're actually, truth be told, we're actually setting up another photo shoot as we
woo!
speak.
I love it. I love it. I love how you bring in, number one, Natalie is one of the most stunning women. I mean, like you said, inside out, her heart is beautiful, her smile, oh my God, and boy, can she model. So I can't wait to see the next shoot.
Well, coming to your organization, I think I first really, I think we saw each other at an event, actually.
Probably. I mean,
Hell's Bells. Was it not Hell's Bells or Carol's Bells?
Carol of the Bells.
Carol of the Bells. You did the casting for that, right?
I did the casting, and that was one of the Meet the Biz events as well.
So that also through Bob, I was able to come down, and I think I missed getting a picture with you, but that is where I became familiar with who you were, what you were doing, how amazing it was, and your name. And I'm like, okay, I have to be his friend, so I had to friend you.
Well, thank God. Now I'm your friend, and you're my friend, and we're friends. Listen, I love that you. What is it? You came in, you walked in that door, and you have this energy about you that just everybody goes, and they love you. I mean,
It's the hair.
Oh, it's the hair. It's the hair. It's the smile. It's the outfit. It's everything. I could just, do a whole interview with you, but we do have 4 students waiting who are excited to join in, ask questions, and I'm going to still throw out my questions as well during this time. So I'm gonna let them in, and then we will continue this love fest. This first wonderful woman we have is Ashley Anderson, and talk about a gorgeous woman. Oh, she's so incredible. So incredible. Ashley Anderson. And then we have several others coming in. There we go. Ashley Anderson, Lanzarote record.
Hey.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
And then Ranjani Reyes.
Hey, David.
Hey, Ranjani. Everyone, just Vida.
Hey, everybody, all the beautiful people. Hello, hello.
Hey, Vida.
Hey, sweetness. Hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Very good. Loving that smile.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Oh, there you go. Now I see everybody. That's right. Well, I see one at a time. So, hey, how's it going?
You see one at a time? Yes.
Yeah, so looking at the young lady. There she goes.
Well,
I saw the gentleman.
Right. Well, Vida has been here, of course, to Meet the Biz, as we know, for a couple of fun events. The modeling event that we had at the beginning of this year before quarantine, and then the Carol of the Bells event, which celebrated the people behind and in front of the camera for the wonderful Joey Travolta and Inclusion Films film Carol of the Bells. So we're here with Vida today. I have one question before we'll pass it on to everybody. Vida, coffee or tea?
Tea.
Yeah, why's that?
See, I'm I'm a total tea drinker. I drink it 3 or 4 times a day.
Mm.
And literally, I was supposed to have my cup right now, and it sat over there and it got cold. And I do not like cold tea, but tea, I'm a tea drinker.
Yeah, you know what? I prefer tea too. Once a month, I'll have a nice white chocolate mocha. But
Oh, it sounds so delicious.
I know, but I'm trying to stay away from sugar. But today I'm drinking tea with ginger, green tea with ginger. And you know what I put in it today?
I know, right?
I put a little scoop of mango sorbet.
Oh, listen at you. You like made some kind of specialty thing. See, I'm a ginger tea and Kanisha, but I put cayenne pepper in mine.
Ooh, okay.
I love that blast, that cayenne pepper.
That's healthy for y'all. I tell you.
I love it.
Well, I'm gonna. Why don't we start with the lovely Ranjani? You have a question for the lovely Vida?
Okay. I love your fashion, Lunas. What is your favorite Lunas do you like?
My favorite, what?
Who's inspired you to doing all your rim sites?
Betsy Johnson. Betsy Johnson is my total number one inspiration, and her designs come second. The fact that I saw her do an interview and she knew every single person that worked in her manufacturer. It wasn't large, it was very personable. Just with that and being a designer and knowing how rough it is out there in the world and how impersonal it can be, I was in love with her. And then, of course, number 3, her flips as she came down the stage. I love that. And just her energy. So, yeah, Betsy Johnson, totally my inspiration. And number 2, Michael Kors.
I had 2 questions, like they always prepare me to do. So, what is your favorite thing about being who you are?
Ooh, I like
talking to you, meeting and being on the journey that I've been on to meet the people that I have.
That's where you first met David. He's a hilarious guy.
It's it. I mean, that's basically it, and
yeah.
Some guy with a turban once told me when he was walking down the street, he says, "You steal people's energy." And I'm like, I'm almost in tears. And he said, no, they want you to. I'm like, okay. So, I guess I've been doing that forever, and I just want to give back, and so people.
That's right. All the spiritual paths.
Yes.
I like it.
It's so true. It's so interesting how we all connect, and I really feel that there's a reason behind the connections that we make in life.
The universe is amazing with that, and a lot of people don't really trust in the universe, but they should. Not wholeheartedly. I mean, you have common sense too, but the universe gives out a lot of signs, and it's just up to you to not even believe them, just, adhere to them sometimes.
Right.
Yep.
Well,
vegetarian and spiritual.
Exactly.
My favorite.
And that leads to your humanitarian. Can I say the word humanitarianism? Is that?
Yeah. I'm glad you said it and not me.
What? Why? Where did that come from?
It comes from people. Everything that I do comes from just being in the world, not being of the world, but being in the world and having eyes to see. Being close to people, or even at some point in time, being one paycheck away from terrible transitions myself. Trying not to put myself in the front all the time, but trying to say, hey, you've been there and you need to help and you can help. And I used to think that up until maybe about 5 or 6, maybe 7 years ago, and I'm an old girl, that you needed a lot of money and a lot of this and a lot of that to do that. And something took me to Arizona, and then something took me to a church. When I walked in the door that day, the pastor was almost talking to me as if he was in my mind that night. And he heard that I said, okay, if this deal comes through, I'm 249 million strong.
Right.
Several million would be going to people to help them if I could just do that. But you see, what the pastor said when I walked through the door was, don't think that you need that million that you were just talking about. And my mouth flew open because that was in my mind. He said, you can do whatever it is you're going to do on a dime. And so I thought, you know what, it's an excuse that I keep putting back what I want to do for people that I see in transitions that I'm able to do simply because I think I need the money to do it.
Mm.
And trust me, when I made the decision to think that way, I didn't need anything. I've helped so many people on a dime.
Right.
I mean, literally on a dime, you know. So,
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the heart can work, huh? When we know how to
Yeah.
use it, when we allow it to be used, I guess.
I think I'm just too stubborn to do it any other kind of way. That's all. So I think everybody is a humanitarian. It's just the priority in which how much you take to put into that. But I think wherever you take and put your energy is amazing, because that's what makes the world go around. It would be really boring if everybody were the same or thought the same. So I get my energy from everybody out there. So stay different, stay you, and then that explodes me.
Lanzarote record.
Hi, David.
Hey, Lanzarote.
I have a question for you. Do you know how to draw?
I don't. I draw stick people. Listen, I draw a circle, and then I put a line, and then one up there and one there, and two down there for legs. And right now, that's a hindrance to me because I am physically contracted to do House of Icons London show next year. I did it digitally this year because, of course, we couldn't do it in September, which I was supposed to be in London. And the thing that I'd like to do is illustrate my designs out of my brains at some point, and I can't. So I just, as a tip, I think anyone, and I don't know I know why the question, but I think if anybody's getting into fashion, I think don't hinder yourself by not trying to learn a few points of illustration. Because somewhere down the line, you're gonna wanna go wild with that. It's like art. It's like being an artist. You know, your renderings and the way that you can put your colors in, it's much more appealing and advertising and interesting if you know how to draw.
Yeah.
You don't have to, though. So I do not know how to draw, and yet I pop out all kind of great things, I think, that, you know, I like. I don't know if anybody else likes them, but I like them.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people like them. I mean, I remember that cologne that you brought in. Oh, it was one of the best colognes.
Hey, there it is right there. Hi, Grammy. And if you look closely, I don't know if you can see it, but that's what Natalie is holding in her hand.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. So definitely, you know, she, that was the men's cologne. And then if I can open the page up, that's the women's cologne right there.
Beautiful design and everything.
And that was Stanley Tran. You know, just to tell you that journeys that you can be on, and you know, sometimes you're wondering, why am I on this journey? Not really why, but how. You don't have to worry about how. You know, the photographer came to me. He had posted 2 years prior to say hello, and I never got to it until the beginning of coronavirus, when we're sitting there doing things, and I learned how to go over to the messages finally. And this was here recently. And there he was. And he had said he wanted to work with me. That was 2 years ago, and I had not answered the text. So I answered it. Natalie was there through Coming to See You, and then we set it up, and we were actually out at coronavirus time, which was so dangerous because it was in March.
Wow.
So that's when everything we didn't know. We weren't informed, you know, of course, even though it probably was out longer, but still, yeah, that was the last thing actually we did with Stanley and with Natalie, was right before they quarantined everybody. So, but I want to get you some of that. I do. Because you know why, right, David?
What?
I need to get him some because he didn't sneeze. So that was the test. And of course, he sneezed because he's allergic to a lot of stuff. Then, of course, yeah, I would not be a winner. So there
No,
you go.
it's great. It's great. It's for those.
I love it. I think they did a very wonderful job considering the fact of the confusion that was in my mind when I went to them with the recipe.
Lonzo,
I have another question for you. Who is your favorite design?
Well, I tell you, Betsy Johnson, again, is my favorite designer. I respect Michael Kors because his stuff is comfortable. You look great. And I know I see him fixing it up, and I'm like, that looks great. It looks cool. I do that too, though. So those two, and there's one more, and unfortunately, that's so sad how he would be my favorite. He passed away, and I forgot his name. Well, yeah, mainly because I have problems saying it, but yeah, Betsy Johnson and Michael Kors. But Betsy Johnson definitely for her design. I like the frilly stuff. I like the weird stuff, out of the box. Yeah. I think everybody should think out of the box. Most of the time, they would get along better in their head if they did.
I say get rid of the box.
I do too. Throw that darn thing away. OMG.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh my God. Hey, Ashley Anderson.
Hi.
Hello, gorgeous. Oh.
Wow, it's totally.
Yes. What questions do you have today?
Due to COVID-19, what is your thought on the dream 2020? Is it now?
So due to COVID-19, what is your thoughts on Think It Dream 2020? Is it now?
Yeah.
You said, is it now? What's the last part?
You said the question of that, is it now? Your dreams for 2020? So what?
Yes.
So what what the dreams that you have for 2020, how are you dealing with them during COVID?
During COVID. If you see a lot of my Facebook, you would think very wildly, but I'm not. A lot of what I'm doing, I haven't even left my pad. I was hanging out with my daughter. I've got my little design center now, where I hang out most of the time, but I'm not like a scared person, and I refuse to let it take me over, but I'm more like a common sense, logical person. And if there is a cold or flu or anything else that's out there and you tell me what to do, I'm gonna do it. So, but I'm not gonna let it take over my life, because for one thing, they told me there's no common cure for the cold. So that means that I'm not gonna take off of work because I have a cold.
Yeah.
Now, if it's contagious, of course, and I'm not gonna, get everybody caught up in it. But what I'm trying to say is, even though it's COVID right now, I'm following the guidelines, but I cannot let it rule me. And that is where I don't have the box. But I am sort of, I'm very serious about it, because I go out and I do not mind. And I have told hundreds of people, I'm sure, that they are too close to me. So,
Right.
And I got my hand stopped. It's not the hand in the face, but it is like, if I can stretch my hand out and you're still too close to me, you need me to say something and you need to get back. So the only thing that COVID right now is doing to me is keeping people mindful and really not enjoying doing that.
Right.
Because I'm a hugger.
Oh.
I love to hug. I love to smile. I love to chit chat. If I find that you might be an interesting person coming out of the grocery store. Right now, you can't even understand what I'm saying because I have my mask on. So it's really small things that COVID has stopped, but not projectual things like my projects. Because a lot of stuff that I'm blessed, I can say, is that wherever I am in the world, I can still take care of my businesses.
Right.
I can still do what it is I'm going to do because I was already directed in the digital
And
direction.
it really seems that this is the time that we are home most of the time, 90-something%, if not 100.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like afraid to go to restaurants, which, you know, I heard, you know, it's, you know, I don't want to chance it.
No,
but
I'm not. They, you know, I sit and I watch, and they don't follow the rules right now, and that's okay. But if you, and then, like I said, if you see something, you just adhere to it. But I'm not a slave to it.
right.
You know, I'm not gonna stay stuck up in my house. I'm a friend of mine. I wanted to help out. I'm not gonna, you know, I am precautious with my family. Although we, you know, been tested twice, so we're good. But there's so many of us, you know. So, and when you have teens in the house and stuff like that, when they go to visit, you want to make sure that everybody's okay. And, you know, we kind of keep the rope. It's not even a rubber band, it's a rope, and it's a very short rope. So
yeah.
those are the only things that, and sometimes when I go into my family, because 9 years ago, I was diagnosed with diabetes. I do not take insulin or tablets or anything anymore.
Right.
But still, I think my body is susceptible to those things, high blood pressure. And when it affects me, to your question, is when I have to sometimes walk in my family's home with a mask on and even gloves, and then say, okay, is anybody sick?
Yeah.
You know, trying to make light of things.
Well, it's so interesting that you say that, because in November, I'm going to finally get out and see my mama and my brother and my cousin, and they're, you know, up north. And I've got to come in with that mask on at first, and it's going to be freaky, but just to be in the same, you know, area.
Is so cool. Well, see, I started COVID with my family. I had just moved with them, so we intertwined with it. But in the quarantine was fine because we were at the house. We did not go anywhere. It was specific. One did one thing, that was it. But when the quarantine lifted from here to there, and, you know, the 18-year-old wanted to go hang out with the 18-year-old, and, you know, the 18-year-old was turning 18. There's 4 girls and 1 boy at puberty.
Yeah.
What can you do? So to her question, to me, I needed to then not be, I just wanted to be mindful. So I decided to take my spot again for my design center until we're just really, really out of the woods, so that I don't have to feel bad every time my grandkids go out or come back in, thinking, okay, it was like a whole questionnaire. Okay, who was there? Did they cough? You know, I had some crazy questions, you know, that kind of thing. And that's, to her question, that's what got to me. Not that I'm stuck, because you can't stick Vida. She only sticks when she wants to. But
Vida's like out there. She does it. She travels all around the world doing her stuff.
Right.
Ashley, you have one other question?
Yes. Who is one of your favorite sellers to work with?
So
what is my favorite?
Who is one of your favorite celebrities to work with?
OMG, celebrities. Oh, man. Okay. Well, my favorite country is Thailand. No. Okay, wait, here I come. I'm trying to think, because there's so many. My favorite singer is Janet Jackson.
Woo!
My favorite actor or actress is probably somebody I can't even name. It's probably someone you don't even remember, which is Elizabeth Taylor.
Love Liz.
Elizabeth Taylor.
Elizabeth.
Excuse me, she was all of the B with all the rest of it in the industry, but She did it her way.
Yeah.
And it was back in that time where it's very hard for a woman, whatever color you were, and her beauty. And so if you smell my ladies' perfume, it puts you, a lot of the testing that I've done, those that have smelt it says, you know what? I would love to buy this for my aunt. It puts you in a mode where it's that elegant, that dapper in the bottle, that, 40s thing, that Elizabeth Taylor thing. So I didn't go for that, but literally after they got through putting it together, which he did an amazing job, Scott, amazing person. That's what it came out to be. So Liz Taylor, to your question, is a respectable actress as far as me.
Yeah, that inspires.
Very inspiring as far as fashion, as far as respect as a woman out there in a hard era of time. It's just a lot of things I respect about her. And she may have married like 9 times, but
Well, hey. I have so many questions. I could keep on going and going, but we have a little surprise guest for you. So we'll let this person in, and then we'll go on with a few more questions here.
Okay, sounds great.
I love it. And now we have the wonderful, the one, the only, Natalie Oden.
Oh no! I love her so much. Oh my, she does not even understand. Hi, Natalie.
Hey.
How are you?
Doing good. You?
You're so amazing. You're so amazing. Happy early birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Cha, cha, cha. Listen, I'm going to sing the rest of it on your birthday. Happy pre-birthday to you, beautiful girl.
Thank you.
Yes. Also business too. So we'll talk about it later on. But if you're up, I was going to call you. I was going to call her to ask her, is she up for a photo shoot? Because I totally, until Bob comes out or until we can schedule with Bob, I got a photo shoot I can set up with you, girl, and we can stay 6 feet.
It'd be interesting to do a photo shoot, all made up, this and that, with a sexy mask on.
I love masks. I so love masks. I mean, that's what I had on for this. It was really cool too for this event that we went on. I love the half mask. But Natalie, look, I show this everywhere. Look, Natalie.
So Natalie, you've worked with this wonderful woman, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yes. What is your favorite thing about working with Vida?
That she's full of energy.
Yeah, she sure is. And it's a loving, beautiful energy that just lights up the room. I tell you.
Thank you.
So Vida, when did you say, hey, I want to be involved with fashion?
After I was intimidated with working with jewelry. I love working with jewelry, and if you see, that's one of my items. I love that.
Gorgeous.
You would probably call it bedazzle, but bedazzle is like a 50 million, or not billion, a $50 million industry.
Right.
And I went crystal jewelry, but I was doing it out of a little room, my bed in the wall, a starving artist. And I thought, oh my gosh, no one's ever gonna buy this. This is, my self-esteem was like, who do you think you are? You sit here and you chain things up, and it's real product. It's sterling silver. It's Swarovski crystals, but I was not inspired with myself to think that anything I did, people would like it or buy it.
Right.
And so this lady came up. I don't know who she was, but all of a sudden she just took over the crystal jewelry world, and she made little dainty stuff. And I don't know, it was something I saw that made me think that I couldn't be a designer in jewelry. And then, like I said, I was a starving artist. I've always been a starving artist.
Have you been an actress, a singer, and what were all the? I mean, I know you've done so much.
You know what? It's only because I just keep. People will say, "Well, can you do this?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let's try." You know, I sang back in the day in an old group, way back in the day, lead singer of Brown Sugar, one hitter quitter. I didn't want to sing. My mother wanted me to sing. And then because singing, you didn't have a private life.
Right.
Then they asked me to do country and Western when I was 17, which I would have been the only African-American Black woman country Western and singer out there. And because I had this twang in my voice, they thought it would be amazing. And I'm like, really? I was like dumb and full of dumbness. And so we didn't do that contract. And so fashion, my store on Melrose.
Right.
I had a store on Melrose, and it didn't have none of my fashion in there. I wasn't designing at all. I had stopped doing the jewelry. I was going to go into manufactured stuff, just have my store on Melrose. And a guy that I knew came in, and he said, I have a client that will give you $10,000 if you can design her a dress. Okay. I had no idea about that, but I figured in my brain for $10,000, I could work with a tailor. I could do all kind of stuff, but I know I could make her dress, right? For 10 grand.
Yeah.
So that's literally, honestly, the way that I decided to go into designing, go into fashion, period.
Wow.
Intimidated out of the jewelry, and I got my boutique going into manufacturing on Melrose, and then I said, the guy came in, and I'm like, okay, I could definitely use $10,000. And that's how that went, and I've been designing ever since. However, in fashion, now that I've gone like the gambit, I like designing shoes better. I like redesigning.
I love it.
That's my favorite thing in this whole thing, jewelry, clothing. I love doing the shoes. I love recreating the shoes. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, you do so much amazing stuff, and you have a heart of gold, and I can't wait till 2021 when we do get out and we can all see each other and give hugs. I mean, you're doing so much. You have a 501c3.
The 501c3 is Transitions.
Yes.
Which we will be doing galas. We will take, in that gala, we will take 20 women off the streets, and we will give them a $200 bank account. What they do with it is not my business. They can take it and give it to the guy that's kicking their butts or to the favorite drug house. I'm not a judge on that, but it is to allow them to know that whatever they do with this, it is a connection that also, I have a team of ladies that can actually keep them from going back on the streets permanently. They may have to go back for a minute until we get things together. That goes from staying to jobs to everything. So my 501c3, I'm very, very, Transitions, I'm excited about that. My credit build with the company is going to amazing things. And I just have, advisors that are helping me put this together, because I couldn't do this myself. Financial advisors, executive advisors that are telling me what to do, because I pour out with stuff in my brain, and they be like, okay, let's nip it in the bud. You got too much stuff. But I have a team that rounds it out for me, and they don't tell me, no, you can't do it. They tell me how I can do it and when it can come into play. So Transitions, I'm very proud of. I'm proud of the magazine. I dropped it because it will have such influential people in it.
Well, and you have another one.
David.
What?
So it's you. I want you in that magazine. We've had some very cool people in there. And you
That's a great idea.
I would love that.
Just Vida's fashion and industry blog magazine.
I would love it. I'm going to send you.
Digital in London.
I'm going to send you a picture of a bunch of us at Performing Arts Studio West as a group, just because. You must in your bio. And then trust me, there are so many people that I spec'd out when I came to the workshop that I would love to work with, as far as being in that magazine and doing a cool little photo shoot with them and, things like that. So
definitely, if I'm welcomed back, I would love to take part for sure.
Oh, we would love it.